Ragtime Annie. Now again, I'll play a fairly simple version first, and then I'll add in some extra double stringing. You can always just stick to the basics. Here we go. A 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. So of course, it's all about the rhythm. What we need in tunes like this, in all reels really, is just a good offbeat accent. So we're going to start by learning how to do that with a basic chop. You can use this to back the tune up, but if here's your beat, you start off by thinking 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and the chop goes on, you guessed it, the and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Just little down bow circles right near the frog of the bow. If I use my middle 2 strings, I'm getting a D chord, which is the key the tune is in. If I use my top 2, I'm getting an A chord, and my bottom 2, a G chord. And that's basically what we need for the first couple of parts of this tune. At the third part, we change key actually, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So we would start the tune off like this. I'm going to just do that again because I have to find the first note of the tune. Okay. So we would start the tune off like this. Good. And when you get to the third part, you need a G chord, a C chord, which you can get by putting one on with G, and then you need your D chord again. So it's going to go dum da 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 to C and a D and D to G and G, G and a G and a C and a C, D and a D and a G and a G. And those chords are marked on the music so you can follow them. There's lots of other ways you can play the chords. As long as you know your A arpeggio, for example, you can make A chords out of any notes of the arpeggio. The one down the bottom is nice. Same as up here, open. But you can put on your third finger. You can play it in the middle. Just find notes of the arpeggio and make up your chords. And then follow the tune. So, the tune also has that offbeat accent in it. It's kind of the secret of what makes fiddling sound like fiddling. When we start off the tune, I think I'll do that again. So, the tune also has that offbeat accent in it. So underneath it all, a reel is going 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and, but we want to hear the and. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. There's lots of different bowings you can use. Mostly you can just keep it separate, a couple two-note slurs here and there. You don't have to do the exact bowing that's on the music, but you want to aim to get a little punch on those offbeats. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. And in fact, singing the tune while punching it with your voice is one of the best ways to get the feel. Keep your foot going, sing through the tune, make the accents with your voice, and then hopefully your bow will do the same thing that your voice was doing. Now I also want to show you what's happening a bit with the double stringing. If you put both fingers on at the beginning, the 2 and the 1, then I can play it either with separate notes or I can just play it on 2 strings and it has a totally different effect. I am throwing in those slurs, right? You can check the music for those. Then we can throw in the E as a drone. So the drone strings that you use largely depend on the chord you're on. And remember, if you're on an A chord, you need those top 2 strings. If you're on a D chord, you need the middle 2. If you're in the G chord, you need the bottom 2. The B part has lots of possibilities for double stringing too, right from the beginning, right? So there I'm on the G chord. Now I'm on really an A7 chord. It's like an A arpeggio with the 7th note added in, which the melody's playing. And there we've gone back to the D chord. So that kind of takes care of the idea, anyway, of some of the double stringing in the first 2 parts. The 3rd part, again, you can play with single strings. Or you can make chords by using the drone, the D as a drone to start, and the G, and then hanging on to your 3rd finger as you go up for the C, which gives you a nice C chord. If you do the same basic finger positions and drones for the next part, and again, hang on to your 3rd finger while you add the 2nd to it, you'll get a D chord and then a G chord. And that takes care of part 3. So have fun with Ragtime Annie.